guys, NetDeck Master Supreme Jorel here, back with another deck profile. Not doing this from DCGO today as there's still a bug with the card images, so I'm doing this one from Digimon Card.app today. A quick shout out to EX9 for providing me this list. This got second place in one of his recent locals, if I recall correctly. I have taken a slight break from training horses, add me if you're playing, to bring you guys this Puppets profile for EX9. A little bit of backstory here, TJ asked me to do this for last week's profile, but outside of the initial reveals, I literally did not look at any of the new cards since then, or what they even did. This video would have literally been just me running through the deck card by card and explaining nothing else. But now that I've gotten to playing a couple locals with the deck, let me tell you, my eyes have been open to the power of this deck in the current format, and I'm excited to see what this does come BC22 with the new support. This deck hits hard and fast and can wideboard pretty reliably, so if you enjoy that kind of aggro playstyle, I definitely recommend looking at this and giving it a shot. There's a good chunk of decision making, and if you can sequence your effects right, this deck can snowball incredibly hard. Just gonna interrupt this real quick and just give you guys a heads up. Top Cut did reach out to us and asked if we wanted to commentate this weekend's regional, so Rio and TJ will be on that this weekend. Thank you to Top Cut for reaching out to us, and hopefully we'll see you guys there. But anyway, let's run through the cards of the deck. Starting off, we've got 4 starter deck Kyaramon for the eggs. Draws 1 when attacking as long as you have another Digimon on board. This egg feels better than it did initially when the deck first came out with EX7. But I'm curious to see if the Kiaro and BC22 will be better, although I probably see it as a 1-0 for a 5th egg. For the rookie lineup, we have 4 EX7 Shumon for cheap Evos, 4 starter deck Shumon for search, 2 Pawn Chessmon for a bit of draw power and reboot, and 3 Hanimons to recycle needed pieces from trash as well as ending attacks. For the champions, we're looking at 4 Promo Shushumon from the 2025 Tourney Pack Volume 1. This is a great card for the deck, giving you a familiar on play or on Evo, but can also play out a security to give you a familiar that way. The familiar does delete at the end of your opponent's turn, but still provides you a blocker body when Kageyamon is on board, or a way to activate Kaguya's alterns if your opponent is playing passively. Moving on, we've got 3 starter deck Shushumon to also play a 4-cost Liberator trait out of security, as well as opening overclock potential level 4. 3 Kokeshimon for spot removal on Evo or on delete, also sharing Hanimon's inherit to stop an attack. And lastly, 2 Namakemon, which is a neat tech card I've been enjoying in the deck. Friends have been saying that this deck folds to de-digivolve, and Namake helps you prevent that, on top of being in archetype with Puppet, being able to be played with Kaguya's end of turn effect, and also being able to Evo over your pawn chest in a pinch if you need it. For the ultimates, we have 2 EX7 Chaperamon for overclock at level 5 and more wideboarding, 1 starter deck Chaperamon also for spot removal with the potential minus 6k DP reduction, and 4 Karakurumon being the powerhouse of the level 5s, being able to pop something and go into your megas for free is crazy acceleration for the deck, and potentially recurring that same body if you go into Kaguya is wild. All 5 share the same inherit of protection from leaving the battle area other than by your effect by deleting a puppet or a token. And then the Megas, we have 2 EX7 Sandromon as your sub-boss monster, making a familiar every main phase, also on Evo, and reducing something by minus 6k on attack means you can potentially minus 12k something alone from attack and overclock, or minus 15k if you use the familiar to overclock. And then the main boss monster itself for Kageyamon. This card does so much work for puppets. It gives all of your puppets and tokens alliance and blocker, it deletes your opponent's lowest level when anything's deleted, and playing out a level 4 body at the end of your turn, there's just so much packaged into this one card. Moving on to the Tamers, we have 2 EX7 Orisas to play out more bodies when your puppets are deleted, 4 of the big sister EX9 Mirai. Her ability to bottom deck and play an Orisa or any puppet reduced by 3 is a great ability to have. I've only played rookies with this effect so far, but I'm sure there's some nuts lines of play with her, and potentially dropping a level 4 or 5 with it. And then 2 starter deck Orisas acting as your memory setter, as well as giving your Digimon played by effect rush. Lastly, the options. Nothing crazy here, just 1 yellow scramble and 3 sepia memory boosts, so you can pick up anything in your line or Namake. And that's the list. Again, I've been enjoying this so far with how aggressive the deck can be, but also being able to figure out some neat lines of play, as well as the potential to keep your board with as much bodies as possible on both turns is just insane to me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new around here, please do consider subscribing. That's all I've got, and I'll see you guys in the next one.